70.5 pounds, fighting out of Arashido Martial Arts in Edmonton under crew Chris Bond and crew Ryan Timothy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerry Liu. And in the red corner, with an amateur record of 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. He's 22 years old and stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 166.5 pounds, fighting out of Dunamis from Calgary. Please welcome Quinn Wasylak. His bout is contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge is Mr. Andy Social.
Andy Social will be in charge of this one. As these 2 fighters get ready to go, it is the record for the Edmonton fighter, Jerry Liu, 3-2. Quinn Wasylak coming out of the red corner with a record of 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And you see no headgear. The same rules apply, but there's no headgear as both fighters have 5 fights or more.
Rules for our Calgary Combative Sports Commission. 2 great camps facing off here tonight. We've got Arashido Martial Arts out of Edmonton, which is known right across the combat sports world in Western Canada. And then you've got Dunamis out of Calgary under Jake Lee. Jake Lee, an incredible striking coach for the likes of Riley Pequin or Jesse Arnett. He just came off a win himself with a knockout win in under 18 seconds of the very first round. And this is coming from a guy who's a one-armed fighter.
Well, he knows how to train fighters, and his fighters always come out prepared. And they run a pressure system, not giving your opponent any time to think.
Love to chop down that body. Leg kicks. You're going to see a lot of body kicks, a lot of shots to the liver with punches. They love to chop down their opponents before going in for that killer knockout. 2
long fighters at this weight class. Both are very tall, although you do get the height and reach advantage for Jerry Liu. There's a good kick. You heard the snap of that one. There's a good right hand that lands to Jerry Liu.
That landed nice and flush on the chin. Jerry felt that one. Jerry, very calm, composed guy. No time in the back of the dressing room, the weigh-ins, did he look shook at all. He just looked calm and ready to go out and put on a show.
Right hand on the way in from Jerry Liu.
Great shot, good catch of that kick.
And again, you can do it, but you have to use it immediately. And that one definitely a slip.
You saw Quinn almost stalk Jerry there as he slipped over, letting him know, I saw that one coming, and you're not going to catch one of those on me.
First round in the books, pretty even back and forth. The more control to Jerry Liu, the more explosiveness going to Quinn Wasylak. And how do you see this one?
Wasylak.
There's a Q there.
It's a W. But
I blame the Calgary Commission.
I am going to just blame you regardless. But I'll tell you this, Quinn, we talk about a guy who's looking to finish the fight, a guy who's looking to fight the entire round. Jerry came out with that one massive head kick and a couple of good combinations, but I do give the slight advantage to Quinn purely out of the fact that he looked like he was trying to finish with each strike.
Yeah, and again, it's always the forward motion, right? You're the one who's constantly moving forward. The judges are going to see that, and they scored appropriately. When you're constantly moving backwards, you're not necessarily viewed as offensive as somebody constantly moving forward.
Especially when it's a fight that's this close.
Right.
Second of 3. These are 2-minute rounds under the modified amateur kickboxing rules of the Calgary Sports Commission. Oh, great. Great overhand right after catching that kick by Quinn. Jerry is not in a position that I think he wants to be in. Being this close in the corner, not able to use that reach advantage. So going to do what he needs to do to get out of this corner. Ooh, that was a big head kick.
Good back step by Quinn.
if and when he connects with that, it is going to cause some serious damage. But great head movement from Quinn, being able to get himself out of the danger zone just outside that reach.
And again, you see the left hand that sets it up for Quinn Wasylak.
Oh, that was close.
And you see the forward movement coming here. Now coming from Jerry Liu, now a return from Quinn Wasylak. And some blood a little bit trickling out of the nose of Jerry Liu.
Oh, there's a good shot connecting there.
Right hand that lands.
Oh, that's a great left jab by Jerry Liu, followed by a huge head kick. That shook Quinn, but Quinn's still in it. In the standard dunamis style. Forward pressure, forward pressure.
Couple quick blinks there to get his wits about him again.
Great combinations where he's throwing the kicks and then he follows up with that overhand left, that left hook that keeps landing on Jerry as Jerry's returning his kick.
And Jerry Liu has just been calm. His demeanor hasn't changed throughout the fight. So from the beginning of round one to now near the end of round two, his demeanor has been exactly the same.
That was when I chatting with him yesterday. Same idea, calm the entire time. Didn't look to have any nerves. And we got 5 fights, but still 5 amateur fights. These are guys who are early on in their careers. And at the end of the day, you know, it's a tough thing to get in here under these lights and with the sound of the crowd here at the Deerfoot Inn and Casino.
Where you saw the first round going to Quinn Wasylak, I definitely saw the second round going to Jerry Liu. Just the more controlled fighter. Yes, he was moving backwards. However, every time he was moving backwards and every time that Quinn Wasylak stepped in, Jerry Liu was countering. Jerry Liu was stepping in, and then there was the nice left hand and the good head kick that landed throughout the round.
So I'm gonna respectfully, of course, disagree with you on that one, only because I do agree he did land some great shots, but there was an exclamation point that Quinn landed that shot, was able to snap that head back, and at the end of the day, I give the slight advantage still to Quinn. To me, that's 2 rounds to none for Quinn Wasylak.
I see it as one apiece, and it's going to be tough to head in here as both fighters have to think. And again, you see a kick ruled again, no knockdown, ruled a slip. There's a good combination from Quinn Wasylak coming back. Quinn moving forward and landing some big shots. There's a shot by Jerry, a right hand that comes around. Getting some blood coming from the nose of Jerry Liu. We see some blood up high, but I don't know if it's coming from a cut on the eye or if it's just splash from the nose.
It looks to me like it's gone up the face. I don't think that's a cut. If that is a cut above the eye, that can be dangerous, but we do only have 1 round left.
See the head kicks. There's a nice combination.
You can hear Jake Lee work the body, work the head, change the levels.
Spinning back fist that lands.
Get that little bit of flash here in our 3rd and final round. The blood starting to really come out of the nose of Jerry Liu.
And again, the forward pressure starting to mount, the constant pressure and the cardio of Quinn Wasylak testing Jerry Liu, but now Jerry Liu answering back, kicks all over. Now landing to the chest.
Putting on a show for this Takata crowd. You can hear.
There's a big kick that lands from Jerry Liu, and immediately needing to clinch was Quinn Wasylak. It was a head kick that landed, and immediately Wasylak hit in there.
Toss to the ground. Again, a slip ruled by Andy Social.
10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds of the round. These athletes are in here trying to show what they've got. The fans are in it.
And a final end to the round, and a big congratulations from both fighters to each other. As you see, hands up in the air from both of them, and it's a tough way to call it. Both fighters had their moments, and it's a question. I thought that round was extremely close, and I thought that there was, both of them had something in that round, some big moment in that round that stopped their opponent cold. I thought better of it to Jerry Liu. However, it's very close. All 3 rounds were extremely close in my mind. I see it as 2 rounds to 1 for Jerry Liu. However, it could go any way of those 3 combinations. It could be 30-27 for both fighters, and I'm not going to see that as a bad result.
Official decision. Make sure you get involved in the conversation. On social media. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever social media platform you utilize. Talk about tonight's action. Talk about how incredible that second fight was with those 2 athletes putting it all on the line for you here this evening.
So as both fighters await the judges' decisions as it's being added up right now. And again, you get those conversations after the fight as both corners congratulate the fighter of the other corner. Well, the good thing is that we know it's not 30-27 on every scorecard, because that's really easy to add up. That doesn't take very long. You just get in there. If there's the 9s and go back and forth, you have to add those up a little bit slower. So we would just wait for these scorecards to be added up here. This is our last K1 amateur kickboxing match. We go into the pros after this, pro boxing, and our first boxing fight will be Stephanie Essensa taking on Vanessa Bradford. That will come up right after a short intermission that we are having. Our main event, Anthony Lassard taking on Ted Reno. For those of you who are watching on Takata.tv that did not choose to follow us on Facebook the last time I teased it, I've just talked to Michael Short briefly, and he said he will personally go over to your houses and punch you all in the face. That didn't happen at all. I completely made that up. However, I've been punched in the face by Mike Short. It did not feel good. It's the reason I get to do this job. I chose not to sue and got a job commentating boxing due to a punch in the face. Did not feel good. There's some conversation going on here, some intrigue as they continue to add up the scores. I once was at a fight that was 10 rounds, and it was very clearly dominated 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 the entire time. And it did work out, the scores all the same, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. The person doing the scorekeeping took maybe about 5 minutes to add up all those 10s. Apparently 10 times, the multiplication was too difficult. Don't forget, we got lots of great action here as I just got a wink from Jake Lee over in the Dunamis corner, and my heart just kind of melted a little bit as it looks over here. It's so powerful that he's got, no, not you, Riley Pequin, Jake, you're atrocious. So they're having a discussion right now. Mike Short has the same questions that I have. We've got the decision. Here's Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official decision. The winner by split decision. In the red corner, Quinn!
What ended up happening happening. A split decision, well deserved. And most of the judges, from my view, would have seen the third round as different.